Episode 6, The Drink of Victors, by Dr. Nguyen and William Back. The Egyptian sun blazed mercilessly over an endless sea of golden dunes. Heat waves distorted the horizon, creating tantalizing mirages. Through this unforgiving landscape, 4 figures trudged onward. Mikael led the group, his piercing gaze constantly scanning for their quarry. Behind him, Lucifer sauntered with deceptive nonchalance, a keen intelligence glinting in his eyes. Xaphan, the strategist, studied a weathered map, while Morieshal brought up the rear, his powerful form belying a nervous energy. Their wings, normally a source of pride, were tucked tightly against their backs to shield against the searing wind. Omega Squad pressed on. They knew that somewhere in this vast expanse, Sekhmet, a goddess of tremendous power, awaited them. The success of their mission, and perhaps their very survival, hinged on their ability to work as one against this formidable adversary. Mikael, wiping sweat from his brow,
"We need to be careful. Sekhmet is dangerous, and we can't afford to make mistakes."
Lucifer, smirking,
"Don't worry, Mickey. We've got this. It's just a stroll through the desert to find an enraged goddess. What could go wrong?"
Mikael, glaring at Lucifer,
"This isn't a joke, Lucifer. Ra was clear about the risks."
Xaphan, looking up from the map,
"Let's focus on finding her first. We can worry about the details later. According to Ra's information, she should be in this general area."
Morieshal, nervously,
"I'll keep an eye out for any signs of her, though I'm not sure if I want to be the first to spot an angry goddess."
As they continue their trek, the team falls into a tense silence. The enormity of their task weighs heavily on them. Mikael, breaking the silence,
"Remember, our goal is to capture Sekhmet without harm. Ra was explicit about that."
Lucifer, rolling his eyes,
Yes, capture the rampaging goddess without a scratch. Easy peasy."
Xaphan, thoughtfully,
"We might need to think creatively. Brute force won't work against someone like Sekhmet."
Morieshal, nodding.
"Good point. But how do you outsmart a goddess?"
Before anyone can answer, a distant roar echoes across the desert, causing the team to freeze in their tracks. Mikael, tensing.
"That must be her. Everyone stay alert, we're getting close."
Lucifer, grinning.
"Well, team, looks like our lovely desert stroll is about to get interesting."
Omega Squad exchanged determined glances as they approached the source of the bone-chilling roar. The air thickened with tension, heavy with the promise of an impending battle. Their path led them to a desolate expanse of desert where ancient ruins peeked out from sand dunes, silent witnesses to forgotten glories. An otherworldly energy set their divine senses on edge. Atop a ruined temple stood Sekhmet, magnificent and terrifying. Her lion-headed visage turned towards the horizon, radiating power that distorted the air around her. As the squad cautiously approached, hope mingled with trepidation. But as they drew near, Sekhmet's gaze snapped to them, her eyes blazing with untamable fury. Before they could speak, Sekhmet attacked. The battle erupted with earth-shaking ferocity. Sand whirled in blinding eddies as the goddess's immense strength clashed against the angels' combined might. Despite their celestial prowess, Omega Squad found themselves outmatched, struggling not only against Sekhmet's power, but also their mandate to subdue her without harm. As the ruins crumbled around them, Omega Squad faced the harsh reality of their seemingly impossible task. Yet, even as the tide of battle turned against them, their determination refused to waver. They were Omega Squad after all, and impossible odds were their specialty. Mikael, calling out,
"Sekhmet, we're here to help."
The goddess turns, her lion-like face contorted with rage. Her eyes glow with an unnatural fire, and the air around her shimmers with heat. Sekhmet, roaring.
"Help! You're here to cage me!"
She lunges forward with inhuman speed, forcing the squad to scatter. Lucifer, dodging a swipe of Sekhmet's claws.
Well, this is going swimmingly. Any other bright ideas, Mickey?
Xaphan, biting the dust.
We need to contain her somehow. Morieshal, can you create a barrier?
Morieshal, straining.
I'll try, but she's too strong.
The battle against Sekhmet raged with fierce intensity, Omega Squad barely holding their ground against the goddess's relentless onslaught. Despite their celestial powers, they found themselves overwhelmed, forced to retreat from the scorching battlefield. They stumbled into a hidden cave, its cool darkness a stark contrast to the blistering heat outside. Panting and battered, the squad took stock of their injuries. The gravity of their failure hung heavy in the air as they began to lick their wounds. Xaphan, his mind ever active, was the first to break the dejected silence.
Brute force clearly isn't the answer. We need to outsmart her, not overpower her.
As the team huddled in the cave's shadows, they listened intently to Xaphan's emerging plan. A strategy began to form, one that might just give them a chance against the formidable Sekhmet. Mikael, panting.
That didn't go as planned.
Lucifer, wincing as he tends to a wound.
You don't say. I thought we had her right where we wanted her.
Morieshal, dejected.
She's too powerful. How are we supposed to capture her without hurting her?
Mikael, looking up.
What do you have in mind?
Xaphan,
We need a distraction and a way to calm her. Maybe a drink.
Morieshal.
You read my mind. I am so thirsty.
Xaphan,
Not for you, you fool. For her, as in a trap.
Lucifer.
Oh, brilliant. Let's invite the raging goddess for tea time.
Xaphan, ignoring Lucifer.
Not tea, but something that could subdue her without harm. We need to research the myths, find a weakness we can exploit.
Mikael, nodding.
It's worth a shot. But where do we start?
Xaphan, a glint in his eye.
I think it's time we paid a visit to some old friends in the underworld.
The team exchanges wary glances, knowing that a journey to the underworld comes with its own set of dangers. But with Sekhmet still on the loose and their mission hanging in the balance, they realize they have little choice. Mikael.
All right, team. Let's head to the underworld. But stay alert. We don't know what other challenges await us there.
As Omega Squad prepares to leave the safety of the cave, the weight of their task settles heavily upon them. The descent into the underworld was treacherous, the air growing thicker and more oppressive with each step. Omega Squad moved cautiously through winding tunnels, their celestial glow providing the only light in the suffocating darkness. The walls seemed to whisper ancient secrets, and unseen eyes watched their every move. Lucifer, whispering.
I'm starting to think this wasn't one of our better ideas.
Mikael.
Stay focused. We need to find Maat and Anubis.
As they ventured deeper, the passageway opened into a vast chamber. At its center stood a pair of figures, their forms shrouded in shadow. Maat and Anubis turned to face the intruders, surprise evident in their posture. Maat, adjusting her robe.
What brings you to the underworld, angels?
Mikael.
We seek your wisdom. Sekhmet rages above, and we need a way to subdue her without harm.
Anubis, skeptically.
And you thought to find such knowledge here, in the realm of the dead?
Xaphan.
We're better to learn about calming the living than from those who guide the deceased.
A tense silence followed, broken only by the distant echoes of restless souls. Maat and Anubis exchanged glances, an unspoken communication passing between them. Maat.
Very well. We will share what we know. But be warned, the knowledge you seek comes at a price.
As Maat began to explain the intricacies of the divine balance, Lucifer's attention wandered, his eyes fixed on an ancient scale nearby, a single feather resting on one side. With practiced nonchalance, he edged closer. Maat, continuing.
The lion goddess is a very kind nature. She only looses her mind as she becomes drunk drinking the blood of her victims. The more blood she drinks, the more powerful she becomes, the more she kills. She can't resist it.
Mikael.
So you mean that we need a way to cut the source of her drinking problem?
Mayat,
Yes, I can give you a potion that one of you will drink. When Sekhmet drink your blood, she will fall in a deep sleep.
Mikael,
But one of us will have to die first.
Mayat,
I told you that this will come with a price.
Lucifer,
And how do we decide who will have to serve as drink?
Anubis,
How about using the scale of justice? Doing so, the one with the lighter feather will pass into the other side and live in Aru, the field of reeds, and not Tuat, and suffer for eternity.
Mayat,
That is a great idea, my dear Anubis.
Mikael,
You mean that is cruel?
Anubis,
Hey, be respectful to the mistress of the dead. You came here begging for our help.
Lucifer,
And surprising you, copulating with one another?
Anubis, advancing in rage, ready to strike.
I beg you pardon? Mistress, let me shut up this one for eternity.
Lucifer, Mikael, and Morieshal were ready to strike when Xaphan shout out,
Stop! All of you. Mayat, your secret is safe with us. Omega, we came here to redeem ourselves, not to make even a bigger mess.
With that, Xaphan advances and put one of his feather on the scale of justice. His was heavier. He failed. Morieshal and Lucifer do the same, and they all fail as well. Mikael is their last chance. Lucifer, internally.
A little adjustment never hurt anyone, right?
In a swift, almost imperceptible motion, Lucifer switched his own feather for the one on the scale. The balance shifted ever so slightly, but no one took notice. Mikael,
I guess it's my turn now.
his is lighter than the other one, making him the right candidate. Ma'at,
So be it. Here, angel, drink all of this.
Morieshal,
Really, Mikael, you will drink that?
Mikael,
What other choice do I have?
Morieshal,
This is not fair.
Xaphan.
Mo, let it be.
Mikael finishes his drink, and Omega walk back to the surface. Morieshal, head low. Xaphan frustrated, and Lucifer, resolute. Back on the surface, the scorching sun blasts each of them. Mikael,
All right, let's do this. We'll split up to cover more ground.
as they prepared to leave the safety of the cave, Lucifer pulled Xaphan aside.
That little stunt you pulled in the underworld. Clever. But don't think I didn't notice.
Xaphan, smirking.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The two shared a knowing look before rejoining the others. Outside, the merciless sun beat down on the ancient ruins. Omega Squad moved with purpose. They need to find Sekhmet before she drinks too much blood and becomes invincible. Mikael,
Let's hope this lives up to its reputation.
Morieshal,
But I don't want to see you die. You are a good leader.
Mikael,
Thanks, Mo. You are a great friend.
Lucifer,
I never saw you for the martyr type.
Mikael.
I love you too, Lucy.
As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the desert, Omega Squad regrouped. The team searches through the night, their movements illuminated by moonlight and the soft glow of their own celestial essence. As dawn breaks, they are already exhausted of a sleepless and unsuccessful search. Mikael,
I am so tired.
Lucifer,
How tired are you, really?
Mikael,
Enough to be killed and not to care?
Lucifer.
Perfect.
Just as Mikael was dragging his feet in the sand, Lucifer pull out his blade and strike his Mikael as hard as he could. Mikael dropped like a rock. Morieshal gets his blade, but Xaphan stops him. Xaphan,
She's coming, everyone remember the plan.
Lucifer,
Yes, yes. Lure the angry kitty, offer her a drink. What could possibly go wrong?
Morieshal,
I am ready. Just send her my way. But I do not understand the plan.
Lucifer,
Really? Mo, we've been through with it twice.
Xaphan,
Forget the plan, Mo. Do you trust me?
Morieshal,
Sure.
Xaphan,
So just follow my signal. Lucifer, are you ready?
Lucifer,
Just give me the flask.
Xaphan.
Here it is. Remember, we only have one shot at this.
The ground trembles as Sekhmet approaches. her lion-headed visage twisted in a snarl of rage. The air shimmers around her, distorted by the heat of her divine fury. She did not kill for a little while, so she is rather calm. Xaphan shapeshifts into a lion and appears running in the horizon. Sekhmet sees the lion and stands up, ready to strike. But before she could, Lucifer jumped on the lion and killed it. He bleeds it dry, collecting the blood in a crater. Calmly, he turns around to face the lion goddess. Lucifer.
Sekhmet, great lion goddess, I am here to honor you. Let's drink to your victory.
The goddess paused, her eyes narrowing with suspicion. Sekhmet.
A drink? To my victory?
Lucifer stepped forward, offering the crater full of red liquid. Lucifer.
A special drink fit for a goddess of your power. Surely you're not afraid to try it?
A tense moment passed as Sekhmet considered the offer.
Very well. I will taste your offering. But beware, stranger. If I don't like it, I will drink you dry.
With a graceful motion, belying her fearsome appearance, Sekhmet took the crater. She sniffed it cautiously before raising it to her lips. As Sekhmet drank, a change came over her. The fury in her eyes dimmed, replaced by a look of confusion, then calm. Sekhmet.
This is delicious.
Lucifer, smiling.
Only the best for a warrior like you.
The goddess swayed slightly, her form seeming to shrink as the potion took effect. The oppressive heat that had radiated from her began to dissipate. Xaphan, morphing back from the fake dead lion into his angelic shape.
Now, Morieshal.
With lightning speed, Morieshal produced a set of celestial bindings. Before Sekhmet could react, she found herself restrained, her powers subdued by the combined effect of the potion and the divine chains. Sekhmet, growling weakly.
You tricked me.
Lucifer.
We prefer to think of it as creative problem-solving.
As the last of Sekhmet's rage fades, replaced by a drowsy calm, Omega Squad exchanges looks of relief and triumph. Their impossible task is accomplished, against all odds. Morieshal.
So what did you give her to drink, Lucy?
Lucifer.
You need to ask Xaphan for the specific.
Xaphan.
Well, I got creative. First, we knew that it would take blood and the elixir from Mayat to drug her, but it would have taken all of Mikael's blood to be sure. As Lucifer waited for Mikael to be exhausted after walking all night, he knocked our friend down. Taking some blood, then I added to it a flask of the elixir I stole from Ma'at as Lucifer was making a scene down there, you know, the sex thing.
Morieshal.
Oh, I get it now. But if you had the elixir, why knock out Mikael?
Lucifer.
For the fun of it.
Xaphan.
For all we knew, we need his blood mixed with the elixir. Now, we had more pure elixir, so I mix it with powerful red wine to give it more depth, hoping to push on the sleeping effect more than the rage effect.
Lucifer.
You see, Mayat and Anubis' plan was to have Mikael sacrifice himself and fueling Sekhmet rage so she could finish the job. Us. I don't know who they are afraid of, but they were willing to silence all four of us the minute we walked on them having forbidden sex.
Morieshal.
Really? Sex can be forbidden here? I don't like Egyptians' gods.
Lucifer.
Now we made sure that all of the realm will know how bad at sex both of them are.
Just as Lucifer, Xaphan and Morieshal laugh to tears, Anubis shows up at the horizon. He was following their tracks to make sure that Sekhmet drink them dry. He sees Sekhmet immobilized and Omega Squad laughing. Rage boils throughout his veins. He raises his half-moon-shaped blades and rams downhill toward Omega. Lucifer, Xaphan, and Morieshal are ready, blades in hand. But before Anubis could finish his run, an powerful angel rams it from the side and knock him out unconscientious. Mikael.
Did you miss me, Omega?
Morieshal.
Look who showed up. Mickey, welcome back.
Mikael.
Thank you, Mo. Lucy, did you have to hit me that hard?
Lucifer.
That was Xaphan's idea, but I have to admit that I enjoyed it very much.
Laughing and enjoying the cold desert night, Omega took the time to celebrate their much-needed victory and renewed cohesion as a team. With Sekhmet securely bound, Omega Squad prepared for their return journey. As they set off across the desert, the weight of their success settled upon them. They had faced a god and emerged victorious, but the consequences of their actions remained to be seen. The Egyptian sun began its descent, painting the desert in hues of gold and crimson. Omega Squad moved swiftly across the dunes, their prize, a subdued Sekhmet, secured between them. The goddess, still under the influence of the potion, swayed gently in their grasp, her once fierce eyes now clouded with confusion. Mikael.
We did it. Let's get her back safely.
Lucifer.
Good work, everyone. Though I must say I prefer her when she's not trying to tear us limb from limb.
Morieshal adjusted his grip on the celestial bindings, his brow furrowed with concentration.
These won't hold her forever. We need to move quickly.
As they traversed the desert, the team remained vigilant, acutely aware that their mission wasn't over until Sekhmet was safely delivered to Ra. Xaphan.
I've been thinking, what will Ra do with her?
A moment of silence fell over the group as they considered the implications of their actions. Mikael.
That's not for us to decide. Our job was to subdue her, and we've done that.
Lucifer.
Always the good soldier, eh, Mickey? I wonder what her blood would taste like.
Mikael.
Really, Lucy?
Lucifer.
I am serious. Imagine the power it must yield.
Morieshal.
After all, she kicked all of our butts with so much ease. And look at her, she is so tiny.
Mikael.
Both of you, drop this, now!
Suddenly, Sekhmet stirred, a low growl emanating from her throat. The team tensed, ready for a potential struggle. Sekhmet, groggily.
What have you done to me?
Xaphan.
Easy now, we're taking you home.
The goddess's eyes flickered, a hint of her former fury flashing before fading back into confusion. The squad exchanged worried glances, knowing that time was of the essence. As they crested a final dune, the gleaming spires of Ra's palace came into view. Relief washed over the team. Mikael?
We're almost there. Stay alert, everyone.
Lucifer.
I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to a nice long rest after this.
Morieshal.
And a feast.
Xaphan, chuckling.
Is food all you ever think about? Oh, never mind.
The grand halls of Ra's palace shimmered with an otherworldly light, the very walls seeming to pulse with divine energy. Omega Squad stood before the sun god, their postures a mixture of pride and exhaustion. Sekhmet, now fully restrained, was being tended to by Ra's personal healers. Ra.
You've done well. Sekhmet is safe, thanks to you.
Mikael.
We're honored to have served, Lord Ra.
As Ra spoke with his daughter in hushed tones, the squad took a moment to reflect on their journey. The trials they had faced, the battles fought, and the bonds forged in the crucible of their mission. Lucifer stretching.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm ready for a long vacation. By the way, Ra, if you are looking for the missing half-wolf of yours, he is lying somewhere in the desert. We knocked him out pretty seriously with his medicine. He would be sleeping for at least the next 3 moons.
Mikael.
Lucy, you had to say it?
Xaphan.
Justice is served. Even me up.
Lucifer interrupting.
Oh, come on, Xaphan. She is a lady. Let her out of this. Ra, we salute you.
Their banter was interrupted by a flash of light. Hermes materialized before them, his expression a mix of relief and stern disapproval. Antom appeared beside him, her presence unexpected and slightly unsettling. Ra.
Angels, you have fulfilled your contract. Ra is in your debt.
Ra gestured, and the air shimmered. A scroll materialized, its surface gleaming with barely contained power. Ra, in a lowered voice.
The scroll of transformation, as promised, for the safe return of my daughter.
Antom stepped forward, her eyes gleaming with barely concealed excitement. Hermes, however, looked troubled. Ra,
But remember, the knowledge contained within is volatile. Use it wisely.
As Antum took possession of the scroll, Ra turned to address the assembled angels.
What transpires here must remain secret. The balance of power is delicate, and knowledge of this exchange could upset everything.
The angels present, including Omega Squad, nodded solemnly. The weight of this new secret settled upon them. With a final nod from Hermes, the world around them began to blur. The opulent halls of Ra's palace faded away, replaced by the familiar glow of the celestial realm. As they materialized in the grand reception hall, the squad exchanged questioning glances, each wondering about the significance of what they had just witnessed. Xaphan, whispering,
Did you see that scroll? The power radiating from it was intense.
Mikael, quietly,
Whatever it is, it's not our concern. We have our own reckoning to face.
As they were led towards the council chambers, each member of Omega Squad knew that the repercussions of their actions would resonate far beyond this moment. The mission was complete, but new questions and challenges loomed on the horizon. Lucifer, with a wry smile,
Well, team, shall we go face the music? I do hope it's a lively tune.
with shared smiles and steeled resolve, Omega Squad stepped forward, ready to confront the consequences of their remarkable journey. The Celestial Council chamber buzzed with an energy unlike anything Omega Squad had ever experienced. Their debriefing had concluded, but instead of dismissal, they found themselves witness to an unprecedented gathering of archangels and higher powers. Mikael,
The situation has changed. The balance of power in the cosmos is shifting.
Gabrielle,
We can no longer remain passive observers. With the scroll of transformation, we can gain so much power.
Antom stepped forward, the scroll of transformation clutched tightly in her hands. Its power pulsed visibly, sending ripples through the very fabric of reality. Antom,
With this artifact, we have the means to elevate all of angelkind, to become what we were always meant to be.
Murmurs of excitement and apprehension rippled through the assembled angels. Omega Squad exchanged wary glances, the weight of their recent mission still heavy upon them. Lucifer,
Why do I get the feeling we're about to be volunteered for something monumentally stupid?
Mikael,
Shh, listen.
Hermes,
The power within this scroll is vast, but untamed. To unlock its potential safely, we need a focused outpouring of celestial energy.
Ezekiel,
We have to be careful. We can't risk the stability of the heavens with unchecked power. Worst, if we do not play this one right, angels can start fighting one another for this power.
A tense silence fell over the chamber. Then, unexpectedly, Xaphan stepped forward, his voice clear and steady.
What about a competition? A way to channel our energies productively while generating the power needed? The winner will yield the power of the scroll first. That seems fair. No?
All eyes turned to the young angel. Antom's eyes narrowed with interest.
Go on.
Xaphan,
A series of trials, tests of skill and spirit. We could call them the Heavenly Games.
The council chamber erupted in discussion. Ideas flew back and forth, the concept taking shape before their eyes. Mikael looked at Xaphan with a mixture of pride and concern.
Do you realize what you've just done?
Xaphan, nodding gravely.
Started something that can't be stopped.
As the excitement grew, Gabriel raised a hand for silence. Gabriel,
It is decided we shall hold the first Heavenly Games. All angels from across creation will be called to participate.
The announcement sent a shockwave through the assembled host. Cheers mixed with worried whispers as the implications set in. Morieshal,
So, what does this mean for us?
Lucifer, with a wry smile.
It means, my friend, that our punishment just became a lot more public.
This is Omega, the 4th volume of Legends of Destiny.